growing up, I was always the class clown, and also I was always the snap battle king in middle school, high school, and I was always the crazy cousin at all the family picnics. So one night I was just at the Orlando. People always wanted me to do stand-up comedy, and I flirted with the idea many times. And one night I saw an advertisement for a course right here at Orlando Improv. I took the course and I started going to a few open mics, and I've been doing quite a few shows around the area, and I've been having some great success at it, long story short. It felt great. It felt like I had, finally got off and found my calling, basically, and started fulfilling my destiny. Because like I said, I was always a funny dude. When people ask me how long you've been doing comedy, I always tell them I've been funny my whole life. And I really mean that, and I really do, because that's been my story, I've always been a funny dude, I have a favorite comedy bit. I don't really have a favorite comic or comedy special. I try to avoid having a favorite comic because I feel like you try to emulate them. And one reason why I'm comedian loose cannon is I want to have my own style. I want to go my own way. I'm not married to a set. I've seen some national comics, and I saw them one year, and I come back to the show next year, they're telling the same jokes they told last year because they're married to a set. Me, I have a catalog of jokes. I might have a core set of jokes. The premises might be the same, but the jokes are always going to be different. So my favorite bit of all time is Bernie Mac did this bit at the Apollo one night, I think it was, back in the Def Jam days, where he comes out and he goes, let me tell you something straight off the print. I ain't scared of you, mother sucker. And he goes out and tells his jokes, and then everybody laughs, and then he tells the DJ to play the music. He goes, hit it. They play the music, and then the music cues off, and he goes, I ain't scared of you, mother suckers. I love that. That's my favorite bit of all time right there. Rest in peace to the great Bernie Mac. I don't have just one. See, me, I'm a fan of comedy altogether. I love coming to see all the comics. I wanted to say that I love the Chappelle Show, which everyone did. It was a great. I would say that's the greatest sketch comedy show of all time. But I would put, me personally, in my own opinion, I would put the Boondocks right next to the Chappelle Show. Because the Boondocks was great, and because they were a cartoon, they could do all kinds of crazy things, and they could do all kinds of parodies and spoof. Like, I remember the last season of the Boondocks, they did a parody of Orange is the New Black and also Breaking Bad, and it was hilarious. All right, a guy I got a lot of respect for. I met him right here at this very same improv, and he's been like a mentor to me, and he was kind enough to take me under his wing, and without even seeing me ever tell a joke. If I can go on tour with somebody right now, it'll be a gentleman. His name is Rodney Perry. Because I got a lot of respect for Rodney Perry, because he don't know me from a hill of beans, and he only watched maybe one stand-up video of mine, and for him to give me his personal phone number and allow me to call him from time to time, and he gives me advice. I got a lot of respect for that gentleman for that. So if I can go on tour with somebody right now, it'll be Rodney Perry. Well, D.L. Hughley would be one of them, because he was notorious back in the day. I remember one time, he used to pick on people with big glasses and say, I bet they drive with a prescription windshield, which is absolutely terrible. So D.L. would be one of them. Corey Holcomb would be another one. Corey Holcomb was just here this weekend. Corey Holcomb is brutal. Jeff Ross, definitely Jeff Ross. Elisa Lampanelli as well. Who else? Let's see who would be the fifth one. Let's see who would be the fifth one. Somebody else. The fifth one could be anybody, but definitely those four. Definitely those four. Let's say Kevin Hart or somebody like that, just to make sure the show sells. see me doing big things. I see me on the national stage in 5 years. I know, I'm gonna go ahead on and say it. I know some of these comics out here, they don't like it, you know, but I see me on the national stage in 5 years, and I take whatever criticism you got to say about that, because I really don't care. It don't make me no difference. I definitely want to get into improv. That's my next thing. I want to start playing colleges, and I definitely want to get into the impromptu style, because I felt like I was my funniest when I feel like I'm my funniest when I'm not scripted. You know, a couple comics, they'll tell you when they hang out with me, you know, that's when I do my funniest work, just in everyday life. So I got to figure out a way to take that and bring it to the stage, basically, where I'm still that funny dude in the conversation from, you know, the family picnics and, you know, from growing up together, but give you more of that on the stage along with the scripted stuff, the rehearsed stuff. Yeah, I want to, you know, I'm a loose cannon. I want to be, you know, very much so unscripted, and that'll also help me keep every show different. That's my goal. Is, you know, I want to do 4 shows in your city. I want you to see me 4 times in 2 nights or 4 nights, and see something different in every show. Well, you can find me on Instagram as Comedian Loose Cannon, and yes, you must type in the comedian part. That's 3 words spelled correctly, like a Tribe Called Quest or Pimp Named Slickback and say the whole thing. Also, you can find me on YouTube as Comedian Loose Cannon. You can find me on Facebook as Comedian Loose Cannon, and you can find me on Twitter as Comedian_else. And you keep up with me, and I post materials and events and everything, and you'll be able to come check me out there. I just want to be recognized as a funny dude, you know, because you know, I understand I might not never be your favorite, but I want to be liked. That's all I want to be, is like. If you leave there saying to yourself, hey, this guy was one of the funniest guys tonight, or he's, you know, really likable guy, then I feel like I've done my job good enough. This is Comedian Loose Cannon. That's right, Comedian Loose Cannon. And yes, you must say the comedian part when you say Loose Cannon. And I'm here on the cutiepod.com interviewing. And it's been a pleasant interview. Check me out right here on the cutiepod.com.